Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today I'm going to be doing my first look of the Michelin Fan Pack DLC that has been released for American Truck Simulator. So for today's delivery, we're here in Wichita, Kansas, and we're going to head up to Junction City today. This happens to be a cruising Kansas delivery, so it's going to count towards my progression there. But the main thing is talking about the Michelin DLC because it looks really good. I mean, we've got plenty of different tires for the trucks and trailers. Of course, I put the white badging. It doesn't happen to be, you can do whatever color you want on many of the tires. However, I've decided to do the white so it pops out, and I think it looks pretty clean with this paint job that happens to come with the DLC as well. Let's go ahead and get this 57X started up, and let's get on the road. The engine sounds today are from the Engine and Transmission compilation mod. The link for that will be down in the description below. So as we roll out of the Walbert here, hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. It's great to finally have Michelin tires here in American Truck Simulator. For those who may know a bit about ATS and ATS2, ATS2 has actually had the Michelin Fan Pack DLC out for quite some time, or at least its own version of it. And so it's great to have it here in American Truck Simulator finally. And so we've got a couple new paint jobs, which of course I'm running today with the classic blue and yellow scheme here. And of course there's, I believe, a gray version as well, slightly different design. However, there's of course the main factor of this DLC, which is the tires themselves, the Michelin rubber that can be on the truck and trailer. Different versions, there's plenty of them, and for those who may not have watched my Prime News video, you may want to check that out. I happen to mention how many in each of them for each of the categories there are. I do believe, if I remember correctly, and I can go ahead here because they've got a turn advance. If I remember correctly, there's about 8 for the truck and 10 for the trailers, if I'm remembering that those numbers correctly, sorry. So hopefully everyone is enjoying the DLC if you've picked it up, and if not, maybe this video will either convince you yes or convince you no, and that's the whole reason why I do it. Great to be here in Kansas once again, and for those who may have watched the last episode here on ATS Showcases, you may be thinking, well, Prime, why in the world are you not doing a heavy haul or special transport as you said you would? Well, newsflash, the Michelin DLC came out, and well, here we are. Plans change pretty quickly when you have new DLCs release, and for the sake of the heavy haul, and just because I wanted to do the particular skin and so on of Michelin, I decided, you know what, heavy haul is going to be delayed one more episode. It will happen. Don't worry, I'm not just pushing it off. It will happen, and it's going to happen in the next episode. That is set in stone. No matter what, it is happening. Now watch me not do it, but still, that's the plan. It's going to happen then, and I think it's going to be very good overall. But I'm just gonna, you know what, we got to keep this episode rolling, so we're just gonna use the nice long yellow advance there of that intersection and keep going through here. We're gonna actually get over in the left-hand lane here because we got to go left. Some of these interchanges I am still trying to get used to over here in Kansas, and for that matter, a lot of places. Texas, Oklahoma as well. There are just some interchanges that kind of connected together, and then there's, yeah, it's a whole thing. But overall, it is quite neat indeed. So yeah, we're heading up to Junction City today, doing a different route that we have not done so far. We've already explored a good chunk of Kansas to date. If you've watched all of my Kansas DLC videos, or at least showcases, I should say, whether that's from the early access time that I had, and also the release version, which I am running today. And talking a bit more into the future, well, we've had a blog post on what is, or guessing the location, I should say, for Arkansas. A very interesting blog post indeed. Now, however, I was not able to do a Prime News on it, so I did a community post. And it seems like there's been some pretty good interactions with that, and I've also had people DMing me as well, so hopefully everyone can put in their opinion there and take your guess. And if you're from Arkansas, maybe you'll recognize some of those areas a lot better than I can. To be honest, I really don't know a whole lot about Arkansas. I wish I did in many ways, but I know I'm definitely going to learn about that very shortly here, a lot more from blog posts and of course from you guys, the amazing fans who comment and DM me and fill me in on a bunch of information and correct me many times about pronunciation and some other history about certain areas. I always love to learn, and so I do appreciate all the feedback from everyone who watches the videos, positive or constructive. I do appreciate everything, and as I do, well, try to improve and of course try to learn as well. And for these states, I want to make sure that I'm trying to give off a proper information, so gaining your feedback is very important, and it allows me to be able to do further research and make sure that information is correct. I do trust you guys as much as I do have to be careful on what I say, of course, because I don't want to spread misinformation, but I do take your word, and of course I will, in all honesty, do some double checking at times if it's not quite evident, but 99% of the time, no concerns there. Everyone speaks the truth, so I do appreciate that greatly. I guess we should probably get over here. We really don't need to be cruising in the left-hand lane there. Just didn't really know what lane to be in, to be honest, because the lanes change quite frequently. And you know what? Maybe I should have actually stayed in the left-hand lane. Maybe I was subconsciously working for myself there, because some lane magic here just keeps going back and forth. I guess we need to be kind of heading up towards Salina, I guess, according to the sign, so I guess that does make sense. I do believe Salina is actually on the way to Junction City, if I remember correctly from the Kansas map. I guess we'll find out very soon on the GPS as we drive supposedly by it. But you may have noticed, bobbling around on the dashboard over here, the good old Michelin man. I had to put him in here, and there's some other accessories I've put in this truck as well. There happens to be a water bottle down there just beside my ATS one, and I'm going to try not to crash while I'm doing this. Notebook on the seat, and there's also a bag on the floor there as well. But the Michelin Man bobblehead, pretty funny indeed. If you have in-truck physics enabled with your graphics and gameplay settings, depending on your computer's performance, the bobblehead should be working just fine. So if I wiggle the wheel here mighty quick, that guy's having a mighty hoot going back and forth on the dashboard there. So that's kind of a fun little thing, maybe distracting at times, but overall a nice little detail of the DLC. Some people like these fan pack DLCs, or these, just for that matter, extension DLCs for branded content. You know what? I am a fan. Say what you want, it's just for tires. I get it. I am an owner, of course, of the Goodyear DLC, and up to this point, Goodyear tires has pretty much been what I only run in American Truck Simulator. I really don't ever run the stock in-game ones. I always use the ones from the DLC. However, the Michelin tires will be something that's nice. And yes, Salina happens to be along the way, so at least I'm not going crazy there. Yes, so the Michelin tires will be nice to get into the rotation now. Don't always have to use Goodyear. I can actually use Michelin tires as well, something that's branded and more realistic. I really like using that. Oh, we've discovered Salina as well as we drive by. Well, how neat. I do appreciate it, game. And yeah, Michelin tires are going to be nice to have here in the game, and branded and licensed content is always something I'm open for. Doesn't really matter what it is, to be honest. I'm just happy to have proper branded content within the game. Makes the experience, in my opinion, a lot nicer because it's more realistic overall. You don't have off-brand tires basically on your transport and trailer. You've got proper Goodyear Michelin tires, something that I think a lot of us can appreciate, especially when it comes to transports and so on. Those two are some of the primary suppliers, as far as I am aware, of tires and commercial grade equipment there, because, well, they're the global giants. Let's face it, they're the big guys, so it makes sense that they are the ones that, well, supply a lot of the tires and have the tires available. So it's great to have them, long story short, in the game, both of them now. And I mean, it's been in ATS 2, at least Michelin has been for some time, so it's great to have it now over here in American Truck Simulator as well, to kind of balance it out a little bit, and once again, just add an extra option for customization along the truck. Will some of you use it? Maybe not. It depends on your taste. Maybe some of you like Michelin tires more than Goodyear, or Goodyear more than Michelin, or you prefer the base in-game tires, although as far as I know, there is no performance difference. Not quite sure on that one. I'm pretty sure there's no performance difference between any of the tires. It's just personal preference, really. So it's only a few dollars on Steam if you're interested in it, and it's just something that you can customize there. Once you purchase it, your game may update. If not, it should already have been updated. I'm pretty sure it should kind of be part of the game. You just have to unlock it by purchasing it, and you're good to go. You can just customize your truck and trailer to your liking. Decided to come back in the Western Star 57X today. It's been some time since I've driven the truck. It is a nice truck, albeit it is eerily similar to the Freightliner Cascadia, because it is pretty much the Freightliner Cascadia with a different badge and some different cosmetic features, but overall it is pretty much the same truck. So I mean, it's great though to be back in the Western Star 57X, as I mentioned. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've driven it. I've driven a lot of the W900s and so on in recent times, just because, well, it's been the truck of my choice. Oh, never mind. We're gonna use the Rebel strip a little bit. It's just been the truck of choice because of the tuning pack for the W900, also the Volvo VNLs, the new ones that came out. No surprise there. New truck, wanted to drive those. So it's great to be back here in the Western Star. I really do like the Western Stars a lot. And actually last episode, I drove Western Star 49X. So that's cool as well. Kind of doing a little bit of a Western Star binge here, if you want to call it that. So it's just nice to be in the truck once again. As we exit here, discovering Dunston City. Man, we've discovered a lot of cities today. A lot of cities indeed. Started off by, well, I guess myself discovering Wichita when I went there, and then we've had Salina and now Dunston City as well. So that is pretty neat indeed. We'll make a right-hand turn, or merge, I guess I should say, over here. I never actually did mention what we're hauling today. Just used packaging. I guess maybe that's why I never mentioned it. It was pretty basic in our dry van trailer today. Once again, just wanted to kind of give a more simplistic episode in some senses, just to show off, of course, the skin of the DLC, or one of the two, that being with the trailer, because the Michelin DLC doesn't have a skin for, well, really any other trailer as far as I'm aware, just the box style trailers. So dry van, the I'm pretty sure the insulated and reefer, it all works just normal on those. So I decided, you know what, let's do that today here with the box trailer, just to keep it a little bit more simplistic. We're going to Equus Power or something like that. I don't know what the sign said, something along those lines. I know you guys will probably correct me. Yes, Equus Power, that's what I'm gonna call it. That's what I'm gonna call it, and we're gonna go with it. So let's go ahead and roll around here. Looks like I gotta make a right-hand turn. Yes, probably go in through the gate, which would be the recommended thing to do, not just plow through the fence. Oh, the gate's opening a little bit slow. Just gotta be careful. Don't want to barge through it, as I mentioned. And let's try and find where we're delivering this thing today. I guess according to the map, we're kind of around the back. So we're gonna head around this side. And hopefully I roll the dice correctly, and I'm not having to do a blindside reverse, because I really don't like doing blindside reverse. I don't think many people actually do, and I mean, if you do, you are a champion, my friend, because it is highly annoying at times, at least in my opinion. So where are we actually dropping this off? Oh, great. Well, do we actually have space to make this work as a non-blindside, or am I just doing some wishful thinking here? So let's see what we can do. If we spin around this way, come back this direction. Okay, it's beeping at me because we're really close to the front. Okay, we're not going to go any farther forward, but I think I may actually be able to salvage this and line it up better. We're going to try and go backwards here before it continually beeps at us. It still is anyway, so I guess what's the point? Let's see. It's not going to be lined up first try here. It is going to basically be a blind side reverse to some degree, and we have to go about there. And we're going to try and kind of straighten up the truck and trailer a little bit. And let's see what we can do here. So we're going to try it. What? I'm not hitting anything now. I don't know what it's beeping at here. We're still fine on that side. And we're going to try and bring her back a little bit. It's going to take it. It's going to take it. You know what? I'll be happy with that today. May not be the most beautiful reverse in the world, but it's pretty good if you ask me. Thank you all so much for watching. What a fantastic DLC, the Michelin Fan Pack DLC. Wonderful overall. Love the tires. Love the paint skin. Overall, if you want to check it out, once again, it's on the Steam store page for ATS, so you can check that out if you wish. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.